Hi Crochet Crew. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather today. You'll probably hear it in my voice. I'm very tired. I'm just not feeling well, I guess. But one of the things that I do when I'm not feeling well, it's a comfort thing, is that I like to crochet. So I thought I would share with you the pattern for the leaves we're going to make for the rose bouquet. So the leaf pattern is really very simple. The only thing that makes it slightly different is that we will be crocheting some 6mm floristry wire into the leaves. This just makes the leaves that little bit malleable so you can shape them for your bouquet. So to make our leaves, I'm going to be using a 100% acrylic double knit yarn, 3.5mm hook. I've got some scissors and I've got some 6mm florist wire. Now you could use jewelry wire as well. I prefer the florist wire. It's green. It's going to be hidden in our leaves. The jewelry wire might be a bit more visible, but so long as it's a thin and malleable wire, you'll be fine. So we are going to start our leaf with a slip knot, like so, and put that on our hook, and we're going to chain 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So once we've got our chain from 11, we're going to go straight in to the third chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do a single crochet. So this is a good time to tell you that this is all American terminology. So if you use British UK terminology, just look up the corresponding stitches. So we're going into the third chain from the hook and we're going to do a single crochet. So our hook goes into the stitch, grabs the yarn, pulls through, so you've got 2 loops on your hook. You're going to grab your yarn again and pull through both. Okay, next stitch is a half double, so we're going to wrap our hook and it's going to go into the stitch. You're going to pull your yarn through, so you've got 3 loops on your hook, and you're going to grab your yarn and pull through all 3 hoops. We're then going to do 2 double crochets, so we're going to wrap our hook into the stitch, grab the yarn, so you've got 3 loops on your hook, grab your yarn through 2, grab your yarn through 2, and we're going to do that again. So wrap our hook into the stitch, grab your yarn, 3 loops on the hook, grab your yarn through 2, grab your yarn through 2. Our next stitch is a treble, so we're going to wrap our hook twice and go into the chain and grab the yarn. So you've got 4 loops on your hook. So you're going to grab your yarn, go through 2, grab your yarn, go through 2, grab your yarn, go through 2. So into our next chain, we're going to do 2 trebles. So we're going to wrap our hook twice into the stitch, grab your yarn through 2, grab your yarn through 2, grab your yarn through 2. So again, wrap your hook twice, grab your yarn through 2, grab your yarn through 2, grab your yarn through 2. Okay, our next stitch is a single treble, so we're going to go one treble. So wrap your hook twice, Next is 2 doubles, so single wrap into the stitch, through 2 and through 2, through 2 and through 2. Next is a half double, so you wrap your hook into the stitch and then grab your yarn through all 3. And your final stitch is a single crochet. So that is the first half of your leaf done. We've worked down one side, we're now going to work back up the other side. So to do that, oh sorry, yarn's twisted. To do that, we're going to chain 1, and then into the same stitch you're going to do a single crochet, and then you'll see you've got these little holes in the beginning of all of your stitches, and that is where you're going to work your stitches for the other side. So we're going to work a half double crochet, 2 double crochets, one treble, and 2 trebles in the middle of our leaf, and then 1 treble, and then 2 doubles, a half double, and into that final hole there we're going to do a single crochet. And that is the basic pattern for your leaf. However, because we want a sturdier design, we are going to add some floristry wire to our leaves. So in order to get set up for this, into those first chains we're going to crochet 1 and then chain 2 and picot those chains into that single crochet. Sorry, I did the stitch a little bit tight. Let me undo that and start again. So into those chains we're going to single crochet 1 and then chain 2, picot into that single crochet, which I'm still not able to do. There we go. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. So we're going to start putting our florist wire into our leaf. And this is a simple pattern, holding the wire behind the leaf. We are going to slip stitch into the wire, holding the wire onto the leaf. We're going to slip stitch, chain 1 around every stitch on the leaf. Okay, starting with this one here, we're going to slip into it, make sure we're grabbing the wire at the back. It's a bit fiddly. Okay, so we're slip stitching and then chain 1. So into the next stitch, make sure we've got the wire, slip stitch, chain 1. Next one, slip stitch, chain 1. And once the wire's in, you will be able to wiggle it around to make it a little bit easier to work with. Okay, so I'm just going to slip stitch, chain 1 down one side of this leaf. let's just wiggle the wire a little bit. It makes it a little bit easier to work with. Oops. Once we get to the bottom stitch here, we're going to slip stitch, chain one. We're going to readjust our wire, so we take the hook out, so we're going to readjust our wire so that we can get it down the other side. Okay, on our hook again, we are going to single crochet into the stitch, chain two, and then picot into that single crochet. Okay, and from there we will slip stitch, chain one all the way back down the leaf, holding the wire to the leaf. Slip stitch, oh, I've dropped my stitch. Let's take that off. Slip stitch, chain one, slip stitch, chain one, slip stitch, chain one, slip stitch, chain one. There we go, this is getting a little bit easier now. And slip stitch right into that top stitch there. And we're going to single crochet into this stitch. And then we're going to pull. I'd leave about a 4-inch tail before you cut it. And then I like to twist the ends of the wire just to make it a little bit more manageable. You can shape your leaf a little bit. And then I take the leaf, hold the leaf end and twist that so the yarn wraps all the way around the wire, all the way down to the bottom. And then I've used a hot glue gun to seal it on, but you could use fabric glue, whatever really works for you. So that is the leaf pattern for the rose bouquet. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you have fun making the leaves. I will be back soon with a tutorial for the sepals, which is the green bit that the rose sits on at the top. So we'll be doing a tutorial for that shortly, but first I need to make about 25 of these leaves, and that's going to take a little bit of time. So give me a day or two to catch up. Yeah, happy crocheting as always. If you have any issues, I'm always available in the comments. You can DM me, and please, if you're enjoying the flowers, like, follow, share, all of that good stuff. It helps spread the word of OMG Crochet and Crafts. Happy crocheting!